Blood back here with another video. Today we're going to be shooting some white bread, and we're going to be shooting it with a couple different types of 22 ammo. So we're going to start with some hollow points. The fastest hollow point and the heaviest hollow point I've got is the CCI Velocitor. Then I'm also going to go with a lighter hollow point, but a much faster speed of 1850 feet a second. And then we'll see if we can find them, dig them out, and see if we get any expansion. And then we're going to do the same with some solids, both Federals. This is traveling. This is the automatic traveling at about 1,200 feet a second. And then we've got the Federal Punch, which out of a handgun is traveling, I think, just over 1,000 feet a second. Again, we've got heavy bullets and light bullet, heavy bullet. And we're going to see if there's a difference between the two. And going to be shooting with the 10-22, and we'll be shooting it at a distance of about 6 inches. All right, so here we go. We're going to start off with the CCI Velocitor. We'll take a shot, and then we'll inspect to see how many loaves of bread it's gone through. Hopefully it travels in a straight line to get the most information out of this test. After that, we'll go to the 22 copper. Hopefully I'm in line. Let's see what happens. Okay. Let's see where we're going here. First loaf of bread all the way through, end to end. Second loaf of bread all the way through, end to end. We're into loaf number 3. We've gone through 3 loaves now. Into loaf number 4, and it looks like it has not exited out of loaf number 4. So now we're going to have to open this up and see how many slices of bread it's gone into loaf number 4. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 slices so far. Oh crap, where was 13? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and there it is. And slice number 16 in loaf number 1, 2, 3, 4. And we got minimal expansion, but it did expand a small amount. It looks like all it really did was flatten out. So now we'll try with the 22 copper, see if we get similar results. I'm going to be going with the CCI copper 22 next. It's a 22, it's got a polymer jacket around it, the copper projectile. We put pieces of paper in between the ones that we've already shot into, just that way we can tell if we've got new holes into loaves of bread. Actually, just it's basically a shot indicator. See what we got going on. Any guesses on this one? Are we going to get more expansion, less expansion? It's traveling about 400 feet per second faster. Let's find out, shall we? For some reason, I don't think that penetrated as far, but maybe we got expansion, and that's why. Let's find out.
I guess you could just cut that part out.
One loaf. 2 loaves. Looks like it's heading downwards. Hopefully it stays in the bread. Looks like we stopped somewhere in the 3rd loaf. I don't see any signs of it getting out of the bag. So we'll do the same thing. We'll cut it out from from the bag and see where we are at. Gonna be down near the bottom. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stopped in between slice number 6 and 7, and we've got 0 expansion. It has deformed the front of the projectile. I don't know if you can see that very well, but 0 expansion. So we'll try the solids now, although for the most part these hollow points have acted as solids. We'll see if we get any further penetration with the Federal Punch or the Federal Automatch. Alright, now we're going with the Federal Punch. Do the same thing. We got more paper in between because we've got through and through holes on all of them now. So the paper just acts as an indicator for this shot. Hopefully we don't go through the same path. It might be a bit of a flawed experiment if it does, and perhaps a little lucky. So maybe I'll just try shooting off to the side of the original holes, and hopefully those are all lined up nice. Oh, I guess I gotta load it. Okay, here we go. What our Federal Punch has done. Definitely gone through 1, 2. Looks like we're getting some. Oh, that's just torn paper. 2. I think that was a hole there. Looks like a hole in there. 3, 4. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4. Gone through 4 loaves. Actually I do. Nope, sorry I don't. That's from the previous one. So we do have 2 holes in here. Entrance, but I believe that exit hole was from the previous round. So we'll cut this open and see what we've got inside. How far do you think it went in? How many slices have we got here? 1, 2, 3. We're in 3 slices into loaf number 5. This is a Federal Punch, and it is definitely flattened a little bit, maybe shortened up a bit. I don't know if I would call that or consider that expansion, but so far that has penetrated the furthest into loaf number 5. And how many slices? I think it was 6 slices of bread. I'll have to go back and review what I counted out. So not terribly far into the 5th loaf, but it still made it into the 5th loaf. So now we're going to go with the 40 grain Federal Automatch. Heavier projectile, maybe it'll go a little further. Let's find out. Alright, for this last round, we're going to be using the Federal Automatch 40 grain solid, traveling at about 1,200 feet a second. My son has very nicely offered to shoot, or actually begged me to shoot the last one. It's going to be a lot more difficult with the action open. I just thought I would remind him of that before he tries to pull the trigger. Now he's ready. And we're off to the races. Let's see what kind of penetration the Federal Automatch will give us. Alright. Well, upon looking at the loaves of bread, it looks like the Federal Automatch exited out the 3rd loaf of bread and went high. So let's see if we can do that one again and hopefully have the projectile stay within the loaves of bread. You can see it kind of skipped off the top of the bag here on loaf number 4, and after that it's anyone's guess as far as where it's gone. So this is round 2 with the Federal Automatch. This time hopefully like I said, it will stay within the loaves of bread. I'll shoot a little lower from where the other ones were, or off to the side even, and that there with the ones in behind. I'm thinking that made it into the fourth loaf. I did see the fourth loaf move. Let's just go right here. Yep, you can see you got a hole here, so that's going into the fourth loaf. Hopefully it stayed in. Did not exit out the side. Get that paper from blowing around. It did not go. And so, let's get rid of that. You can kind of see where it's grazed the top of the loaf in here. Don't see any exit out of the bag, so hopefully it's stuck in here somewhere. Looks like it actually went lower as it continued on. So that's loaf number 4. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and there it is in between 12 and 13. And 0 expansion. Actually, didn't deform at all. You could probably reload that if you wanted to. Not that anyone reloads 22s. Alright, so we're going to do one more little experiment here today. I kind of had the idea, and my son also mentioned the same idea. Will a loaf of bread act as a silencer for a 22? So we're actually going to shove the muzzle into the first loaf of bread here, pull the trigger, and see if there's any noise reduction. I can't see a loaf of bread being very convenient for a silencer, but if that's all you've got.
Let's hope the feds don't see this one.
Muzzle is inside the loaf of bread. Let's see what happens. Definitely quieter, but not silent. Well, looks like I got my limit of bread today. I got 8 loaves. It's all my tag will allow me to get. Yeah. Well, we won't be eating these, but the bears will. See you next time.